Merry Christmas, everyone, from me, Adam Prime. I'm feeling very festive today. And, the holiday season's always a fun one. Whether you get some weird holiday variants of Stormtroopers, we got Turbo Man here from the Holiday Classic jingle all the way. You can't tell under the helmet, but I winked. Yeah. And it's an overall good season, I always have my fun, enjoying being around family and others, which is why I'm recording this before I have to do any of those things. And, overall, this is probably going to be the last video I do because, holidays, I have a regular job, I got stuff I got to do, okay? And I just kind of want to use this as a reflection of the whole year, 2021. Not as crazy as 2020. Okay, maybe a little bit. Just a wee bit. It's insanity, and I wish we could have normal things, but, gotta live life how we got it. And, it's been a really interesting year for me. Obviously, because I started this channel, and thank you guys for watching so much. Anyone who is, which might be 4 people. Hello. And it's been a real other interesting year for me, especially collecting wise, because I had made the regretful decision of doing both Ultraman and Sentai and Kamen Rider. I told myself I wasn't going to do it because I was like, And at the ending of the year, it was pretty much Zet's end, so I decided, you know what? I'll do Sentai. I'll do some of the mech. I think the Gear Tlinger is pretty awesome. It's right behind me. I love the Sentai gears. I literally have a cauldron full of Sentai gears. And there's Rider gears, and that's awesome. Like, I don't need Kamen Rider in my Sentai, but this is cool. Like, really cool. Cauldron full of gears, so it's always good to have. And I thought it was a really neat gimmick. And I collected Ultraman Zet stuff because the Zet stuff is awesome. The Zet Riser is an awesome toy. I think the Dark Zet Riser came out this year, and the Memorial, which is just better Zet Risers. Not that the original is bad, the original is amazing, but they had updated sounds, so the Memorial wins. And the kickin' theme song. It's a pretty good theme song. But then Trigger came out, and I saw the Spark Lance, and I kind of was still in my Ultraman mood, as you saw, through the Toku Movie-thon. I covered a lot of Ultraman this year because of the Toku Movie-thon. And, when you spend a whole day since 7 a.m. watching Ultraman until like 8 at night, it gets you to change your mind on doing certain things. So I was like, you know what? They're the first electronic Ultraman gimmick that's not like, just the like the gimmicks like the medals, the cards, and all that. Like when I say it's not the first electronic Ultraman toy, obviously, but I think this is a really cool gimmick. From like the sound and the voice sounds really cool. This one had to be the really long one, didn't it? I didn't plan to pick the longest one. That was legitimately an accident. But from also having like a sound mode, so you don't really need the Spark Lance and everything, I think the keys are probably the best gimmick this year. As much as I like Sentai Gears, as much as I like Vice Stamps, these are probably better because it's like when you don't need the belt or you don't need the gun, it's just kind of neat to collect these. It's like they can do almost all the sounds you need on their own, but there are obviously some locked to using the Spark Lance. Like, I think it's really cool that the Zet one even says, like, hey, chant my name, call me Ultraman Zet, in the Spark Lance. That feels like such a memorial thing to do. and it's in a mainline toy, so it's just kind of cool. It's like, yeah, there's a bunch of premium sets, and that's... Why does Premium Bandai hate everyone this year? Why do they have to hurt people like this? But the Hyper Keys are really cool. I think it's overall a really neat toy line, and even though I want to say, out of the shows, probably the weakest of the three, Zenkaiger is amazing. And Revice so far has just been kicking the doors down every week, and I'm just like, what are you doing? My wallet! No. And again, how many times on this channel do I talk about Vice stamps? Every 5 seconds? Yeah. I really do love the Vice stamps. They're really fun. They're looking like lava lamps. The riders, like the jingles, I really like the jingles. Both the drivers are amazing. The Demon driver look awesome. Too bad it's Premium Bandai. But it's so cool. And they're a really fun gimmick. And like how they integrate to the belts and everything. It's cool how they interact. Like, the reason I say the Hyper Keys are better is because you don't need the belt. You can just get Hyper Keys and not have to... Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're not going to get a Trigger multi-type key, but whatever. And it's like, yeah, the Gashapon and King toys kind of suck, but a lot of them do, so whatever. Gears are like... Gears are gears. Meanwhile, the gears are awesome. And yeah, that's how I fell down that rabbit hole. That kind of felt like rambling for a couple of minutes, but those were some really cool toys this year. And it's like not even getting into some of the toys I don't even have yet. Like, I can't wait to get my hands on the, like, Barrett Rex key. Because it can scan stamps. It's a stamp that can stamp stamps. It's Stampception. It's going to be awesome. And it's like, I like that. If you would have seen my last video, I love the Toys R Us stamp. That one's amazing. The Condor stamp just looks awesome. The pink marbling is just so beautiful. I love we're getting more pink marbling. That's amazing. And that's kind of what I've been collecting in 2021. Outside of, you know, what else do you think I would collect, people? But, yeah. But don't be me. Don't do all three. It hasn't been terrible. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm broke because of this stuff. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I know, it's just... And it's just, when you want awesome stuff, but you're like, where do I put you? But you want to know what wins the most Why Does This Exist award? You want to know? Before I get to one of the awesomest things of this year. I got Evangelion Crawfish! Who wanted this? Well, I feel like this question answers itself, but like I saw this and I was debating on getting it, but my fiance's like, "Oh, I want to build that." So yes, this is for her. This is technically not mine, but it's in my house, and I have to ask, why? Why did Bandai decide? Like, I know they'll slap like Evangelion on anything, like anything, soup, coffee, canned bread, like, you know, anything. But who was like, I need a crawfish in the colors of Eva Unit 1? And yeah, that's so weird. Like, why would you? Yeah, like, who asked for the Evangelion crawfish? And or who's the executive who woke up and was like, we need to produce crawfish. Which, apparently, they did produce these crawfish ones. So they're a normal crawfish. So if you want a crawfish model kit, and you don't want it in Eva colors, which, what is wrong with you? That's amazing. Like, who woke up and was just like, anime! Evangelion! I'm about to say, I know it's not Anno. He's working on Shin Kamen Rider by literally reproducing everything Ichigo did that Ishinomori was doing back in 1971. It's insanity and amazing. It's also kind of weird that the guy actually broke his leg. Conspiracy theories later. By that I mean never. Only the one Webman video. Oh yeah, Webman! Webman happened this year. Webman. And also, obviously, like I said, I started the channel. The Blazing Toga Movie-thon went great. And, yeah, I've just been doing this, having fun, you know? Kind of just recording my thoughts, pretty much, it feels like. But, I don't know, it's cool. Having fun. And one of the coolest things to happen this year, and this is a big box, the CSM, and this was not cheap. This was not cheap. I'm not disclosing how much money I have spent. An accountant would burst into flames. And this box is beautiful! So beautiful! In the back, too. I love this thing. This thing was literally... I'm not a collector. I'm not going to buy every CSM driver because I need to be able to afford things and live. And when you get belts that are constantly in the $100 and below, above crowd, and I actually don't even think there is something like a CSM belt that is probably $100 right now. So that's kind of me lying to you, but whatever. It's just one of the coolest belts I have. I have 2 CSMs. One was an anniversary gift for me and my fiance, and it's the Amazon's driver, and that one's really cool. But the Sengoku driver is so different. Not just because it has a gimmick, but like it gives you that feeling like it has a button, so it makes it sound like when people would pick the belt up in the show is awesome. It's so cool. It plays music and it has conversations from the show. And somebody's like, yeah, but you don't understand Japanese. But it's cool to have it. It's amazing. Like, the CSM is probably one of the coolest toys of this year. It's unfair because it's ridiculously priced. Not ridiculously, I paid for it, I guess. But it's just a really cool thing if you are a Kamen Rider Gaim fan. I should say that, because if you're just like, oh, that means okay, but you hate Gaim, it's not going to help you. It's the same belt, ding dong. Jeez. Like, the CSM belt's not going to turn you around on the show. But that was my little rant on that. I probably will never do a video on it because there's so much stuff to do. I don't want to upload a 50-minute video. I don't want to do it. So, that's one of the cooler things. But I actually got some things this year that I've really always wanted. Since Transformers War of Cybertron Kingdom was out this year, I could finally live one of my dreams and have a lot of Beast Wars characters. Because as a kid who grew up in the early 2000s, Beast Wars wasn't quite around. But they have done also re-releases of the original toys. And I am so happy to have Optimus Primal. Like, this is a toy I remember watching videos and stuff for, and just being like, I want that. That is amazing. That's a cool toy, and I just want it. And it's like, I've been like that for almost over a decade, and I now finally have one in my hands. Is it perfect? Is it exactly like the old one? No. But I don't care. I have the original mold, or at least as close to the original mold that's really cheap. And it's just an amazing toy. Like, yeah, it doesn't have, like, ankle joints or anything, but the gimmicks, the transformation is so weirdly simple, but so fun to do. Like, this is probably one of my favorite pieces in my whole Transformers collection. Like, it's just one of those 100% unique things where it's like no matter how old it gets, it ages like a fine wine. It just gets better. It's like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not gonna be like those Transformers fans and be like, oh, new toys suck. It's like, some of the new toys are amazing. Like the Dinobot. Ooh. Dinobot, that's a good mold. And we got one of the coolest crossovers in the Transformers Jurassic Park set. And this was awesome. Like, this was a really fun set. Yes, it was expensive, but it's Jurassic Park. And it, like, was a leader class in, like, a deluxe Voyager? I don't know what they count him as. And this was awesome, too. And, like, that is one thing I will say. As much as my wallet is dying right now, as a collector, it's so good to have it right now for what I collect. And that's not even counting the amount of Skeletors. Oh, so many good Skeletors. Skeletors as far as the eye can see. It's a good year for toys. Not a lot of other things. Also movies. There were some really good movies this year. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to spend this time to reflect everything, reflect the year, and if you just watched my mad ramblings for Christmas and you got a laugh or something out of it, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, have a happy holiday, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas if you do. And I bet you I'm probably opening presents or something about now. I don't know what future me is doing. Maybe I'm in a ditch, dead. Maybe I'm gonna release this post-mortem. Probably not. Now it's gonna be weird because now I'm not gonna upload for like probably until January, and people are gonna, and like, I bet you nobody's gonna think, oh, is he dead? I'm not dead. Okay, that was a long ramble. But yeah, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the people you care about, have them close, have a good time, and until next year or whenever I next upload my next video, bye.